Hello and welcome again to Fox Comics and Games in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois, with the comics now located upstairs next to City Hall. We are unpacking this week's comic book order. These are for Wednesday, July 11th. Will go on sale at 10 a.m. We're going to start off today with a highly anticipated Amazing Spider-Man #1, the reboot that everybody's been waiting for in the Marvel Universe. Here it is. So we'll start off with the standard cover of issue 1. Mr. Fox's favorite Rhino Man featured, which is always a great thing for me. And then some of the variants, which are just outstandingly beautiful. That's one of the variants. And another variant. And another variant. And another variant. And then I think the premiere variant edition that they ship with Amazing Spider-Man #1. So gorgeous. Looks to be a good book. So come in and get some of that. Next up from Dark Horse, we have issue 2 of Aliens, Dust to Dust, or as we say in Southern Illinois, Aliens. And then up from Marvel, we have Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, issue 21. So a different Amazing Spider-Man. I started with Amazing Spider-Man #1 instead of Aliens to kind of separate these two to avoid confusion. But this is a different comic, and it's on issue 21. Next up from Archie Comics, we have issue 32 of Archie. And then from Image Publishing, we have issue 37 of a fantastically wonderful story by Rick Remender called Black Science. If you're not reading it, you need to. Speaking of if you're not reading it, you need to. Next up from Valiant Publishing, which if you're not reading any Valiant, you need to. We have Bloodshot Salvation, issue 11 by Jeff Lemire. And for those who have it on their pull list at our shop, we have the pre-order edition, which is the exact same comic at the same price, just with more pages of content. So really, really a good value. So those of you who aren't customers at Fox's, talk to your comic store about getting you the pre-order edition. They're wonderful. Next up from Dark Horse, we have BPRD, The Devil You Know, issue 8 from Mike Mignola. And then Casper the Friendly Ghost, issue 1. And that looks like exactly what you think it should be. Next up from Marvel, we have issue 22 of Champions. Also from Marvel, we have issue 605 of Daredevil. And next up from Image Publishing, we have issue 4 of The Dead Hand, also known as The Stranger. Next up from Marvel, we have issue 3 of Deadpool Assassin. And we like Deadpool, why? Because that Deadpool, he funny. All right, next up from DC, we have Batman Detective Comics, issue 984. And then our runner-up to the Best Cover of the Week contest was the variant cover of Detective Comics 984. If that's the runner-up, as beautiful as that is, what was the #1 cover of the week? A Dark Horse title, issue 1 of The Incredibles 2, Crisis in Midlife, and Other Stories. Great cover, great movie. Next up from Marvel, we have issue 4 of Domino. Then from Image Publishing, we have issue 8 of Elsewhere. From Marvel, we have issue 5 of Exiles. Another highly anticipated one here at Fox's. A lot of people have this on their pull list and will be excited. Farmhand #1 comes out tomorrow. Farmhand #1, that's right. Then next up from DC, we will have Flash issue 50, which is an extra-sized anniversary issue. And again, as it is almost every issue in our top 5 best covers of the week, the Flash issue 50 variant. Next up, also from DC, Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, issue 48. And its variant cover, which also found its way into our top 5 covers of the week. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Next up, issue 2 from DC of Hawkman. And then from Marvel, we have issue 3 of Hunt for Wolverine, the Adamantium Agenda. And then up from Keen Spot, we have issue 11 of the Hunters of Salamenstra. Then from DC, we have issue 4 of The Immortal Men. And yes, that's the way that comic sounds. Next up, from Image Publishing, we have issue 4 of Isola. And then from Dynamite Publishing, for those of you who find this necessary, issue 5 of Kiss and the Army of Darkness. That's when you want to rock and roll all day and read comics every night. Next up from Image, we have Monstrous, issue 18. Award-winning, wonderful comic, Monstrous. Next up from Marvel, we have issue 32 of Ms. Marvel. Also from Marvel, we have issue 5 of the New Mutants, Dead Souls. And then from Image Publishing, in the Robert Kirkman file, we have issue 5 of Oblivion Song. And then next up from Marvel, we have issue 43 of Old Man Logan. Also in our top 5 best covers of the week. Next up from Image, we have issue 1 of Outpost Zero. And then from DC, we have issue 2 of Plastic Man. Also from Image Publishing, we have issue 7 of the Zach Kaplan good story called Port of Earth. Really, really well written. Has been very solid. Next up from Marvel, we have issue 227 of The Punisher. And then from Image Publishing, we have issue 10 of Rat Queens. And then from DC, we have issue 24 of Red Hood and the Outlaws. And again, a gorgeous variant cover for Red Hood and the Outlaws, issue 24. Also from DC, we have issue 27 of Scooby Apocalypse. Hey, Scoob! Then from DC, we have issue 6 of Sideways. Another top 5 cover of the week finalist is issue 82 of SpongeBob. There was just a little bit of a discussion on the judges committee on that being in the best covers of the week, but they did win out. The proponents did win out. Next up from Marvel, we have issue 18 of Star Wars Darth Vader. And then after that, we have also from Marvel issue 6 of Star Wars Thrawn. Gorgeous cover on that as well. Next up from DC, we have Suicide Squad issue 44, and a really wickedly cool cover on that one. And also in our top 5 best covers is the variant for Suicide Squad issue 44. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Probably the #1 anticipated comic of this week, and probably for a lot of people of the year. Brian Michael Bendis's Superman #1 lands tomorrow. For those of you who are anxiously awaiting it, and some of the variant covers that are out on it. And we did have that in our top 5 best covers as well this week. There's a beautiful variant. I love this watercolor variant as well, and then a blank cover variant for those of you so inclined. Next up from DC, we have issue 23 of Titans. And again, one of the top 5 covers of the week was the Titans 23, issue 23 variant cover. Really beautiful, really nice. IDW is up next with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Urban Legends issue 3. Pretty cool. Another one highly anticipated by many from IDW is issue 1 of the Transformers Unicron. Or if you're dyslexic, Unicorn. But that's an entirely different comic. Next up from Marvel, one that quite a few people have been waiting on. Issue 1 of Wakanda Forever, Amazing Spider-Man. And so we have quite a few of you that are waiting for that, and it is here. DC is up next with Wildstorm Michael Cray, issue 9. And then next up from DC, we have Wonder Woman, issue 50, which is an extra size anniversary issue, similar to The Flash. Or as people in Germany say, Wunderwoman, issue 50. And they do say it like that. Mr. Fox's vote for cover of the week, but he was outvoted, was Wonder Woman, issue 50 variant. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous cover, beautifully drawn, nicely done. Now, for people who are big X-Men fans and Wolverine fans and everything else, one of the most anticipated comics tomorrow that hits is X-23, issue 1. Highly anticipated. And wouldn't you know it, as Fox is wont to do, we have the Scotty Young variant for X-23, which is just fantastic. Very whimsical and funny. Except for the claws coming out of her feet and hands. That's not funny. That's dangerous. All right, next up from Marvel, we have issue 31 of X-Men Blue. Someone might ask the X-Men, why so blue? Then from Dynamite Publishing, we have issue 6 of Xena, Warrior Princess. Has been very well done this time around. Very, very nice. Sorry, Mr. Fox is kind of looking ahead a bit. And then the last one we have is from Image Publishing, and it is Die, 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 issue 1. I would hope there's not a whole lot of issues of Die, 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 because that means then people aren't dying. So you would hope something that definitive would be short run, but who knows. But that is the comics that came in for Fox's today. We also have some Rick and Morty coffee mugs that hit, some posters, some key rings, a few baubles, and I think, frankly, some Victoria's Secret underwear for Mr. Fox. But other than that, I think that's all that came in today. So come in tomorrow on Wednesday, July 11th, and get the comics at 10 a.m. We hope to see you here then. Bye-bye.